Today's topic is subatomic particles. Your learning targets are: I can determine the charge and location of protons, neutrons, and electrons, and I can determine the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons for elements. What are the subatomic particles? There are three subatomic particles that we're going to study. First, you have the proton, which can be shorthanded P with a plus sign. You have the neutron, which can be shorthanded with an N and a 0. And you have the electron, which can be shorthanded E with a little minus sign. The charge of a proton is +1. The charge of a neutron is 0. It has no charge. And you have the electron with a charge of -1. The mass of a proton is 1. The mass of a neutron is 1. And the mass of an electron is so small, we can consider the mass to be 0. Protons are located in the nucleus. Neutrons are also located in the nucleus, and electrons are located in the electron cloud, which is outside the nucleus. What is the structure of the atom? First, we have the nucleus. The nucleus is the center of the atom. The nucleus contains all of the mass of an atom. Protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus. Remember that protons have a mass of 1 and neutrons have a mass of 1. And since they're both in the nucleus, all of the mass of the atom is located in the center of the atom. You also have the electron cloud, which is this orange fuzzy circle, and it is outside your nucleus, and it contains the electrons. What is the atomic number? The atomic number is found on the periodic table. It is found on the periodic table above the symbol. So this number right here is where your atomic number is located. It is unique to each element. No atomic number is duplicated. It always tells you the number of protons. If an atom is neutral, the electrons are also equal to the number of protons. Let's do some examples. So you will need your periodic table next to you. So the first element we're going to look at is oxygen. So here we have this one on the screen. Look at the top. What is the number above the symbol? That number is 8. Try to find helium on your periodic table. What is the atomic number? If you're unable to find helium, it is to the right towards the top of your periodic table, and its atomic number is 2. Now try to find iron. Iron's symbol is Fe. If you haven't found iron yet, it's located in the middle of the periodic table, and it has an atomic number of 26. What is the mass number? The mass number is not on the periodic table. The mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. We can also rearrange the equation to solve for neutrons. So neutrons would be equal to the mass number minus protons. Let's try some examples. What is the mass number if carbon has 7 neutrons? So remember that the mass number is equal to protons plus neutrons. So where do we find the number of protons? The number of protons is equal to the atomic number. So you're going to try to find carbon on your periodic table, which is towards the top on the right side. So the number of protons is 6 plus the number of neutrons, which you were provided, 7. So 6 plus 7 is 13. So your mass number is 13. What if carbon has 8 neutrons? How many protons does it have? Well, that stays the same. So it's still 6 protons plus the number of neutrons you were given. So 6 plus 8 is 14. So the mass number would be 14. Let's try going the other way. How many neutrons does potassium have if the mass number is 41? Well, remember from our equation up above that neutrons is equal to your mass number minus protons. So our mass number here was given to us. So 41 minus, how many protons do we have? Remember that you can find your protons from the atomic number, so go find the atomic number of potassium, which happens to be towards the left in the first column. It is 19. So then 41 minus 19 is equal to 22. What is the atomic mass? The atomic mass is found on the periodic table. The atomic mass is located underneath the symbol, usually a decimal number. It indicates the average atomic mass of the element. The average atomic mass is determined by how often the different isotopes occur in nature. We will discuss more about isotopes in a future lesson. So for example, what is the atomic mass of oxygen? You're going to go to your periodic table. You're going to look at the number that's underneath the symbol, and that is your answer. So 15.999. Let's do some examples. Magnesium has a mass number of 26. What is the atomic number? Remember where you find the atomic number. The atomic number is on top of your symbol, so it is 12. How many protons do you have? Remember that your protons are equal to your atomic number, so you also have 12. How many neutrons? Remember that neutrons is equal to mass number minus protons. So the mass number you were given at the beginning of the question, so 26 minus, how many protons do you have? 12. So you have 14 neutrons. And how many electrons do you have? Remember that if your atom is neutral, which, unless you're told otherwise, they're always neutral, your electrons will equal the number of protons. So how many protons do we have? 12. So how many electrons do we have? 12. Let's do another example. Calcium has a mass number of 40. What is the atomic number? Remember, your atomic number is above the symbol. How many protons? Remember that your protons are equal to the atomic number. How many neutrons? Remember, you're going to take your mass number minus the number of protons, and you get your number of neutrons. And how many electrons? Your electrons are equal to your protons. So you also have 20. Let's do a couple examples going the other way. So iodine has 74 neutrons. What is the atomic number? Again, remember that your atomic number is on the periodic table above the symbol. So your atomic number here is 53. How many protons? Remember that your protons are always equal to your atomic number. So it is also 53. What is the mass number? Remember that mass number is protons plus neutrons. So how many protons do we have? You have 53. Plus, how many neutrons? You were given those at the beginning, 74. So 53 plus 74 is 127. And how many electrons? Again, if it's neutral, which it is, how many electrons do you have? 53, because your electrons are equal to protons. One last example. Francium has 136 neutrons. What is the atomic number? Again, remember atomic number is at the top, so 87. How many protons? Also 87, because your protons and atomic number are the same number. What is the mass number? We're looking at protons plus neutrons. So we have 87 protons plus, you were given neutrons at the top, 136. So 87 plus 136 is 223 neutrons. And how many electrons? Remember that your electrons are equal to your protons as long as your atom is neutral.